Hi everyone, I'm Violet. I'm a recent graduate from SPU and I was a community kitchen team member starting in 2017 and then finishing my last year in 2019 as coordinator. So I'm really happy to be back with you guys today, making a spring frittata with sweet potatoes, leeks, and asparagus. If you are not familiar with what a frittata is, it's similar to a quiche, it just doesn't have a crust. All right, so getting started, we're gonna wash all our vegetables and we're gonna preheat our oven to 375. And then one tip for washing leeks is to cut them first into whatever size that you'd like, and then give them a good rinse because they have lots of layers where dirt can get trapped. So first I'm just going to prep all my veggies. I've already cut my leeks for rinsing, and now I'm cutting my sweet potatoes into small cubes. The smaller that your cubes are, the faster that they will cook and be more tender in your frittata. For the asparagus, you can just cut off the ends and then chop into bite-sized pieces. So if you have a cast iron skillet, you can use that because then once we get the egg mixture, we can just pop the whole thing in the oven. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can use a regular pan and then switch to a baking sheet in just a minute. So you want to add 2 tablespoons of oil to your pan. If you are using your pan as your baking dish and are going to put it in the oven to bake the frittata, make sure that you coat the entire pan with your oil, including the sides, so that the eggs don't stick. The pan is heated over medium heat. You can take your leeks, add those. You can also add your sweet potatoes at this time. And then you can just salt and pepper to taste. And then stir occasionally and cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Once it's been about 2 minutes, you can take off the heat, shake them back into an even layer. And then if you have the cast iron, you can pop it right into your preheated oven. Otherwise, you can grab a different pan. So these are about to bake for about 10 minutes. Preferably if you have a round dish, that would work best for even cooking for the frittata, but if you have a square or rectangle, no worries, that's fine to use as well. So next we have our 10 eggs in the bowl. I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of 1% milk here. And then I have my salt and pepper to taste. And then I'm going to beat these with a hand mixer. Feel free to just use a whisk if that's what you prefer, if that's what you have on hand. You just want them to get really fluffy. Now that we have the eggs all mixed, we're going to add our 1 cup of asparagus right into the bowl, and then our 1/4 cup dill. And we just want to stir that until it's combined. And now our leeks and sweet potatoes in the oven should be done, and we can pull that out. So now our sweet potatoes are ready to be pulled out. If you're using a cast iron, don't forget to grab an oven mitt to pull out the pan. Smells amazing. To test if it's done, you can just fork some of the sweet potatoes. It should go through really easily. That way you can tell if they are tender. If your sweet potatoes are smaller, they should be done, but if you have any larger chunks, they might take a little bit more time. You can pop them into the oven for a couple more minutes if you need. So now we're gonna grab our egg mixture and simply pour it directly on top since we've already greased the whole pan. And then just make sure all of the vegetables are evenly spread out here. And now at this point, we'll add our 1/4 cup goat cheese. You can do kind of small teaspoon amounts and place them directly on top. It's already starting to look so pretty with all of the veggies in here. And then once it looks something like this, you can pop it back in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. Be sure to keep checking on it just to make sure it's not getting too brown on top. And there she goes. In about 10 minutes, when I jiggle it, the middle is still moving. That's how you know to pop it back in for a couple more minutes. Here is the finished product. Sizzling, delicious. Now that your frittata is done, you can put a lid on it, take it to the park to enjoy with your friends and family. You can serve it however you'd like. I'm having mine with avocado, greens, super tasty. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys will see what Community Kitchen is doing next month as well. Thanks.